Right, good morning. This is Matt LaRussa. I'd like to call the June 23rd Hillsborough County Electrical Board of Adjustments, Appeals, and Examiners to order. Got 11 a.m. And with that, I'd like that if everybody could silence their cell phones, and like to stand now to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Thank you. And understand that Kimber is not able to join us this morning, so I'll ask Jason if he can do a roll call here to establish a quorum, please.
Thank you. Matt LaRussa.
Here.
Eric Hott.
Present.
Darren.
Present.
Thank you. Andrew. Okay. Jeffrey Hahn. Larry Passetti.
Present.
Louis Vargas.
Here.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason. And I understand we have a new board member, Joel McDaniel. I don't think he's able to join us. I don't see him online. Joel, can you hear us?
I just got on. But yeah, I can. I'm having trouble with my video, or sorry, my audio on my end. I just dialed in on my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome, Joel. We welcome you here to the board. We look forward to working with you. And hopefully we look forward to actually seeing you and meeting you here in person there. So welcome. We do appreciate the time here that you're going to spend here on the board, and wanted to thank you for it.
Thank you.
The next up is the approval of the minutes. Wanted to thank Kimber for sending them out. I had just one typo there. We still had Larry with the chairman title and the one. I think she made that change. With that one change, I didn't know if there was any others. I'd like to entertain any motion to approve the minutes from March.
So moved. Second.
Right, we have, it was moved and seconded to approve the March minutes. I'm just going to do the negative. Anybody opposed, indicate by saying nay. Right, let the record reflect here that the March minutes were approved there with the one change. Thank you. Next up is unfinished business. I don't believe we have any unfinished business. So with that, any new business here? Okay. With that, I'm going to go into the review of the applications for contractor licensing. And I think the first one up here is Juan de la Cruz. And before I get started, let me go ahead and swear the folks in. So if you're going to be addressing the board by giving testimony, I'd ask that you please stand now, and this would be for all of our applicants and anybody else. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the best of your knowledge and is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear.
Thank you. And so, let's see, we got the review of the applications. First one up is Mr. De La Cruz. Is he online?
Yes, I am online, and it's Jose Juan de la Cruz. My first.
Juan De La
Jose.
Cruz.
Jose.
Jose.
Yes, yes.
Jose, thank you.
No problem.
Jose Juan De La Cruz. Okay, so your last name is Juan De La Cruz, or is it just Jose instead of Juan?
Juan is my second name.
Okay.
Yes, my last name is De La Cruz.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, and I see where you're want to test here for the electrical limited energy. Any motions here concerning Mr. De La Cruz's application to test for electrical limited energy?
I move the application be approved.
Seconded.
All right, we have a motion to approve Mr. De La Cruz's to test here for electrical limited energy. It's been moved and seconded. Again, I'm going to vote by the negative. So any opposed indicate by saying nay. Okay, congratulations, Mr. De La Cruz.
Thank you.
We wish you luck here with your test, and I think staff will follow up with you on the next steps here for getting you tested. Congratulations. Next up, is Mr. Liu, Mr. Andy Liu. Is he?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. Okay, and it looks like he's wanting to test here for the residential electrical contractor. So any motion or discussion here concerning Mr. Liu's application to test for the residential electrical contract?
Move the application be approved.
Seconded.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that the application for Mr. Liu to test for the residential electrical contractor be accepted. Again, I'll vote by the negative, so any opposed indicate by saying nay. All right, congratulations, Mr. Liu.
Thank
We
you.
wish you luck here on your test. And the staff will follow up with you here on the next steps here for testing.
Thank you so much.
Next one up I'd like to talk about is Mr. Brian WHERRY. I didn't know if Mr. WHERRY is dialed in. Okay, it looks like he's in, maybe no audio. Oh, okay, he does have audio. Okay, looks like Mr. WHERRY is wanting to test for electrical contractor. Entertain any discussion or motion here concerning Mr. WHERRY's application to test?
Move the application be approved.
Seconded.
All right, thank you. It's been moved and seconded that the application for Mr. WHERRY be to test for electrical contractor be accepted. Again, I'll vote here by the negative, so any opposed indicate by saying nay. Congratulations, Mr. WHERRY.
Thank you very much.
Staff will follow up with you here with the next steps for testing there for the electrical contractor.
Appreciate it.
Next one up is Mr. How do you say it? MIRTIL? Didn't know if MIRTIL's online. Yep, I see him online.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
All right, he has a application in, it's actually reciprocity for his electrical contractor license. So he has submitted an application. I didn't know if there was any questions or if there's a motion here concerning Mr. MIRTIL's application. I did have one item here. On the credit, I think I had made a note of that. Yeah, so, Mr. MIRTIL, it's important for all of our contractors to be, financially responsible here. And I noticed that on the credit report, there looks like there's some outstanding past due. There's a Kia Motor Finance and a Portfolio RC, and also Midland Funding. I didn't know if you could give us a little background of what's going on with that and what your plans are to pay those off.
I did get in contact with them. Two of them I paid off. The other, the Kia Motors, for some reason, they moved it to
Sir, we're losing you a little bit
a
there.
creditor.
We're losing your signal.
And then I called it for some reason. I can't get in contact with them. But I did leave messages the last few months. I've been.
Sir, can you hear us?
We're having a hard time hearing you, Myrtle.
Now, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
It's a little better.
Okay, I'm sorry about
Can you explain again? Just answer his question there. I don't think we heard you with the explanation on your credit.
And Myrtle, I would suggest turning off your
Yeah.
video for now.
Okay.
That should help with the audio.
Okay, 10-4.
So if you could go ahead and answer the question one more time.
I was two of the creditors, I think midline, and I forget what the other one. I paid both of them off. I do have the receipt. I had them email my receipt to me. Now the Kia creditor, that was a car that got repossessed. I called them about a month ago, and I called them yesterday. For some reason, I'm not getting any contact with them. I left my phone, my number. I had a little issue with when it comes to my credit because I have kids to support, so I got a little behind with them. Like I said, trying to send my son finally got accepted to Boston College. I'm just trying to support him best way I can, and that got me behind. From now on, I've been really pushing towards it to fixing that when it comes to my credit. But the only thing that's on my credit as of right now is the Kia Motors, which I'm having a big issue getting in contact with them. But since the last few months, everything been straightened up. That's what I got to say about the credit. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay on that.
Yes, sir. A little bit better that time. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, no, so you indicated that some or all these have been satisfied, they have been paid off?
Yes, all of them been paid off. I did have them email me the receipt and showing that I paid them and making payments to one of them. Now, the only issue I'm having is the Kia Motors. I can't get in contact with them for some reason.
Okay. Now, Jason, do you or Kimber have any copies of the receipts of these outstanding balances have been paid off?
Thank you. We do not, but we would be willing, if it was a conditional approval type thing, to obtain those from Mr. Myrtle and verify that. But we do not have that at this time.
Thanks, Jason. Mr. Myrtle, how long would it take you there to submit that there to the county there that these overdue
Now, I
have
should
been
be
set?
Yes, I could send that to them as soon as I can, mostly today. The only one I probably won't be able to get right now is the Kia Motors. But the other two, I should be able to take care of and send them the receipt today through email.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir, Larry.
I would like to ask the applicant if the vehicle's been repossessed, he's paid the balance off or he's making arrangements?
Nice. I am good question. I'm trying my best to make arrangement to pay that off. But like I said, no contact with them. But no, it's not being paid off. No, they're trying to make arrangement of payment.
So you have, and I take it you have a copy of your your credit report in front of you. You have 5 incidences on it where you're past due. The Kia is one of them. Are you stating to the board that the other 4 have been resolved 100%?
As of right now, the only thing that I know about was the 3 of them. The other 2, I'm not really sure of the other 2, but I could resolve them. I'm not going to sit here and say I did, but I'm going to resolve them, looking more into detail into it, and I can resolve it within the day.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'd also like to ask him about his work experience.
Yes, sir, Larry, please go ahead.
On the form, you have 4,751 hours attested to, and it requires 6,000 hours in Hillsborough County to even be able to test, I guess, in that field. Can you tell us why you don't have work evidence for the balance of your time in the trade?
I've been doing it for 18 years, but obviously you guys I need to show proof. I don't know what other proof I could show beside my years and the companies I worked for.
Yeah, the way you would prove it is there's a form that needs to be filled out and needs to be notarized by an electrical contractor that you worked under their supervision. You have one that's dated November of 2019, which makes that pretty old, but they certified 0 hours of supervisory experience. So I would have a problem making any type of a motion to approve this application based on the documentation of work history as well as the documentation lacking for the credit.
Okay.
If you clear the credit up and you can show where all those incidences are paid, once they are all cleared, I would have no problem. And the work hours have been certified. I would then have no problem after that approving the application. Sir, let me ask you something. Do you think by the next board meeting, you could come with the certifications of work experience and a clean credit report?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Larry. And the next board meeting is in September. It's to be determined here. So it's in September there. So is there a motion is it to table this item here to our September board meeting?
Yeah, based on the information provided, I move the application be tabled for the next meeting.
Thank you. I second that motion.
All right. The application here for Mr. MIRTIL has been motioned and seconded to table it to the September board meeting, our next board meeting. All in favor of that indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay? All right, so we'll table that here to our September meeting there to allow Mr. MIRTIL to get the information here to verify his work hours and his credit cleaned up here for the next September meeting. Thanks, Mr. MIRTIL, and we wish you luck.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry. And that takes care of all the applications here for the licensing. Moves us
Question
here-
real quick.
Sir?
Proof?
Jose, we aren't hearing you. I'm not sure if you have your video active, but you could turn off your active and or turn off your video and try again. Try one more time, Jose.
Hello?
Yep, now we can hear you.
Okay, there's been a misunderstanding about the test that I want to take. I want to take the electrical contractors residential, not the limited energy. And I got email proof of me stating that like 5 months ago.
We have him down as registered electrical residential test. That's what I show. Is that not correct, Jose?
Yeah, but when they were saying that it was limited energy, and if I'm not mistaken, that's low voltage. And I just want to make sure that I'm taking the electrical residential contractors test.
Yes, that's what we have you down for. Just to clarify, unless there's any other, let me pull up your application one sec.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I may have the paperwork that was sent out, I think from Kimber. There's two of them. And on the packet here, it shows electrical limited energy contractor. And then on the summary page, it also shows electrical limited energy.
Yeah, we will take that back. That looks like it was a typo on my part. So we have him down on the application that came through Hills GovHub as registered electrical residential test.
Yes.
For the record.
Yes, sir. So how does that work? We have to discuss it and entertain a motion, because I think what we approved now was for the electrical limited energy.
Yes, let's do that for the record. That way we have it, and I think that's the best thing to do.
Mr. Chair, I have a question for staff. Changing the application, does it change the number of hours required to test from 8,000? Or does the 8,000 remain? I'm sorry, 6,000. Does it now go to 12? No, I don't know. What's the hours required to test for a residential contractor?
Yes, I'll double check that right now. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
The other applicant, Mr. Wherry, is showing a 12,000 hour required to.
I also had my master's at one time. I just let it go null and void.
Thanks, Darren. I see that. Good catch.
Yeah, it looks like I'm looking at electrical residential on the application, and it shows that it would be 6,000 hours residential electrical.
Then, Mr. Chair, considering that it is still at 6,000 hours and he has 8,000, if the person making the motion would amend their motion from energy, from a limited energy contractor to a residential contractor, my vote would still be yay.
Real quick, Jose, can you verify one more time which license you want to test for?
I want to take the electrical contractors residential for Hillsborough County.
Move that the application for residential contractor testing be approved.
Second.
Right, thank you. We have a motion. It's been seconded for the application for Mr. De La Cruz to test for the residential electrical contractor be approved. Again, I'm going to vote in the negative, so any opposed indicate by saying nay. Right. Congratulations, Mr. De La Cruz. Has been approved here. Staff will follow up with you concerning the testing for the residential electrical contractor. We apologize for that. Good catch. I appreciate you bringing that to the board's attention here and us getting that squared away there. So
No problem.
thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, good catch. Next up is the off-agenda items. Didn't know if we had any off-agenda items?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
As a point of housekeeping, I'd like the record to reflect that the prior vote for Mr. Jose to test as electrical limited energy be struck from the record.
Will do. Do we have to vote on that or anything, or just make that in the note there that the prior motion and vote there for him to test for the electrical limited energy be struck there from the record there from the meeting minutes?
I'm making a note here, so I think we're okay with that, and I made that note. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. This is Joy Smith McCormick from the County Attorney's Office.
Yes, good morning, Joy.
Good morning. I would agree. I think you should entertain a motion to strike the original action of approving for that limited energy test.
Will do. Is there a motion here? Oh, okay. So we got a motion from Larry to strike the original vote there from the record. Is it
Second.
And Luis Vargas has seconded it. So we've got a motion and a second in there to strike original approval of the application for Mr. De La Cruz to test for the limited electrical limited energy be struck there from the record. Any opposed indicate by saying nay. Okay, it passes unanimously there. Let the record reflect there that it was struck there from the record. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate your guidance here on this one.
You're welcome.
Right.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
Do I understand that Andy Delapar is no longer on the board?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I've heard anything official. Have we received anything official there? I know that there.
We talked about that at the last meeting. Kimber pointed out that he was no longer on the board.
Okay.
And we had
That he
talked
resigned?
about possibly getting him here to this one. You know?
Yeah, I think Andy served over 20 years on the electrical board. I think it'd be fitting if the board recognized that or the chair recognized that, and perhaps we could do a certificate of appreciation for 2 decades worth of service to the community.
Definitely, Larry. Appreciate that. What do we need to do to get that going? Is it just work with staff here to get some type of a certificate drawn up here for the board to sign at the next meeting there, recognizing Andy there for his 20 years of service?
Yeah, thank you. We've done that before, and I'll follow up with Kimber. I believe that we can do that. I mailed one out for a different board. No problem.
That'd be great. Thank you, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Doing that. And thank you, Larry, for bringing that up there too. I've kind of lost track for some of the board members. Now, did Joel replace Andy, or is there yet another vacancy?
That I will have to double check.
Okay.
And Andy was an alternative.
Okay, because I think Joel came from Plant City, right? I thought I saw something that he was a member here representing Plant City. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Joel represents the city of Plant City, and the co-chair is correct. Andy was appointed by the BOCC as an alternate. So I
Okay.
believe his spot is open.
Thank you, Larry. Thanks. Yeah, sorry to hear about Andy. Enjoyed working with him. I do appreciate all his years of service here. So if that is correct there, that he's not going to be a board member there, we wish him the best. We thank him for his service, and we'll get a certificate there acknowledging him there for the many years of service there. So thank you. Thank you, Larry. The reports, I didn't see it on the agenda, but I know in the past we've had some reports from the different law enforcement agencies. I didn't know if we had somebody from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office present to give it an update.
Good morning, board members. This is Keith Crockett, Hillsborough County Code Compliance. The new deputy is trying to get up to speed with everything taken over from the previous deputy. So we don't have any current information yet. I've reached out to him 2 weeks ago and haven't heard back yet, but I'll reach out to him again and see if we can get an update by the next meeting. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. Anybody from the City of Tampa Police Department? An update? Okay. Chief Electrical Inspector? I see Harry's on. I didn't know if there was any updates from Harry.
Good morning, board. I have nothing of great import to give to you. We're moving forward with Acela. Things are starting to really improve, and we're maintaining our inspection rates. We hired our last electrical inspector candidate position several weeks ago. We're at full staff, and I don't see where my group should have any problems keeping up with the industry.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I hope you're doing well, Harry. I miss seeing you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Okay. Any off-agenda items we need to discuss?
Yes, I do have one off agenda item. I think it's only fitting that we should all be energized. Go Lightning.
Go Bolts. Go Bolts. Hopefully they'll score more than 8 goals tonight.
I do have a question that can be addressed by county personnel that are here. It's been brought to my attention. I've heard a nasty rumor, which as far as I know, that's what it is, but I thought I'd ask you guys. There's word going around that Hillsborough County is going to stop issuing permits because the infrastructure of the county can't handle all the building going on. Can you all confirm that that is false or possibly a word?
Yes, I have not heard any of this rumor. And that would be something that would be done by the Board of County Commissioners, not by us internally. But I have heard nothing about that, and I do not believe it has any truth to it.
Thank you. Any other off-agenda items or rumors?
Mr. Chair, is there any idea how long we expect these virtual meetings to take place?
Yeah, Jason and I were just talking about that before.
I missed the question.
The length of how long these virtual meetings may continue?
So we're expecting more information in the near future, but there's not a definitive plan yet. We do know that the county, some of the buildings are reopening on July 12th, and that could impact us going forward. What we'll commit to doing is keeping everyone abreast and updated on anything that we learn. So we'll let you know.
Thank you, Jason. All right, the next meeting is scheduled for September. As much notice that you or Kimberly, Jason could provide would be appreciated. I know sometimes, these have been midday there, so I'll block it off. I know the previous year before COVID, we were having them in the morning there. So it would be nice to get back, but obviously I want to do that safely, and whatever the county guidance is, we want to follow. So it's scheduled now to be determined there in September, depending on the schedule of some of these other boards. And right now, I guess the location right now is still going to be virtual until further notice. And with that, last up is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. We are adjourned here at 11:32. Thank you.
Thank you.